Hey, this is a beautiful story from New Zealand and it's called The Song of Kauri. A beautiful tree that's found in New Zealand. It is very, very old and it just grows so tall. It's one of our favourite trees. This story is written by Melinda Simonic and Dominic Ford, and it's a scholastic book. The Song of Kauri. Once upon a time, when the land was new and time and memory were just beginning, a giant began to grow out of the rich earth. Through a cloak of mist, young Kauri raised his arms to the warming sun, and the sap inside him stirred. His roots dug deep into the ground. He felt the land beneath him and the sky above him and the life inside him, and he was content. You can see he's starting to grow. Through the mist, you can see some korus. Years passed and Kauri grew tall and vigorous. At first he lived alone in the valley. He spoke with the earth, but the great earth was busy with its own concerns. I am the earth. Nothing is as strong as me, it said. Everyone depends on me. I was here before you were born, and I will still be here long after you are gone. Kauri appealed to the sun for friendship, but the sun said, "So many love and worship me. Without me, all would perish. I cannot stop to talk to one tree, even one as mighty as you, Kauri." The rain came down to embrace Kauri, but the sun soon dragged it back into the sky to make clouds to wrap itself in. By night the moon tugged at Kauri's heart on her way across the sky, but she was changeable and distant. "There is only me," she said, "to lure the tides and rouse the crops, and the sun chases at my heels. I must keep going." Kauri danced with the wind and the years passed. You can see Kauri growing in the winds in the shape of a koru. Kauri continued to grow, and slowly the valley began to fill with other trees, then bushes, vines and flowers. And the trees and bushes, vines and flowers became a forest. Birds, insects and other animals came and made their homes there and raised their young. The forest hummed with life. Now Kauri beckoned the birds to come and sing in his branches. His heart swelled at the sound of their voices. He spread his arms wide and made nooks for their nests. And there is, can you guess what bird it is? That's right, it's the tui. And we know it's a tui because it's got a wee tuft underneath its neck. Man came, people of the land, hunting and gathering amongst the trees. Their voices sang a different song. They admired Kauri's strength. They laid their hands upon his skin and climbed up through his arms to see the world. But the birds grew weary, and sometimes the men sang songs of war and war, and the forest rang with strange and ugly sounds. Kauri watched and wondered. New people arrived, singing songs of urgency. Kauri held his arms out to them in welcome, offering them strength from his strength, but they rushed on by. Respecting his size and dignity, they never put an axe to Kauri, but they took other trees to fill the engines of their desires. When the forest stood in their way, they cut a path. Monsters made of dark night, belching smoke, carved scars across the land. You can see the cities forming. And there is a red digger. The valley felt silent. Kauri watched and wondered. Then man turned his attention elsewhere, and different forests grew, of glass and steel and concrete. Man admired the strength of these new forests and climbed these new trees to look, not at the world beyond, but at the one they had made. They painted pictures of trees and admired their beauty and their own skill in art. And the forest in the valley was left to its own devices. Years passed. Kauri grew old, his heart full of all he had ever seen and all he had ever heard. He felt the years like a heavy burden. Birds slowly returned to the forest, carrying the weightlessness of the air with them. When they perched in his branches and burst into song, he felt lighter. When the birds flew away with their freedom and their lightness, Kauri's heart would sink again. He had loved the earth, but now he yearned to know something new. His roots were weary, and they began to release their grasp on the rocks and dirt. He reached his arms up as he used to reach for the sun and began to sing his own song, the song of his life, a song of endings and of beginnings. And the birds came. All the birds of the forest that ever travelled the sky above and called him friend came down to his welcoming arms. They alighted side by side, less than a feather's breadth apart. With their claws they gripped him tight, and for the love of Kauri and his generous spirit, for the comfort and safety of his sheltering branches, for his strength and beauty and heart, as they held tight to his branches, they flapped their wings. Kauri looked up at the sky and felt the lightness of the air. "Let go," the bird sang. "Begin again." Finally, he let go completely, and with every last connection with the earth gone, Kauri was lifted up and borne away, still singing, higher and higher into the sky, his heart filled with joy. What a beautiful story. I really love how the authors have used such fabulous words, and the illustrator has used an amazing array of beautiful pictures to retell the story of Kauri's song. Until next time, ka kite.